There's the very handsome Bill Burr. Hey, Bill. Good morning, sir.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Oh, we're just talking about some poor guy that jumped out of an airplane and realized he didn't have a parachute.
Yeah.
Talk about a day.
It's not a joke. It's a true story.
His GoPro was all set, but he forgot
It's
to.
like when you leave your coffee on top of the car.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, thank you. Bill Burr is on tour. He's also all over Netflix with Old Dads and live at Red Rocks.
Oh, that's a good one.
I was listening to an interview with one of the guys from REO, and he was saying that in your lifetime, everyone should go see something at Red Rocks. It's the most beautiful venue in America. What are your thoughts on doing comedy at Red Rocks?
Oh, it was surreal. It's sort of, you feel like you're at like Woodstock or something. There's definitely you know what it is when you go there, not only is it beautiful and you're excited, the crowd is excited. Like they're excited to see something there. The performers are excited to perform. So there's like crazy energy being passed to both people. One of my favorite things about this special is we really mic'd up the crowd. So there's a lot of just random yelling and stuff in the special. Like I'll say like something like the dumbest thing ever, and there'll just be some guy in the crowd like, yeah, like he agrees. I just got such a kick out of that, as far as like the just amount of misinformation and the people living in their own media universes. Like there's just every opinion out there.
So it's
the internet has really proved to us that we are too dumb to talk to one another.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether the earth was round or flat that debate was over when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Bill Burr is our guest. Did you shoot just one night there, or were you able to do more than one, so you didn't have to do retakes?
We did two, but it was weird. We did one, and then we came back like a week or so later. Usually, you do two in one night, or, you do one night, one the other night. But we came back like 2 weeks later, which I think would have been weird in a lot of different places. But that place, it's kind of indescribable how excited and humbled you are to be there. I mean, that's right up there with any place that I've done. I did the Acropolis, the theater at the Acropolis in Greece recently.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, first stand-up to do it. And it was amazing. But I'll tell you what was funny, though, was Woody Allen and his band were there like 2 days earlier.
Oh, really?
Last I checked, he is a stand-up comedian, but he was playing the clarinet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird. Wow. And you're on tour playing some of the big rooms. It's going to be very interesting. Now, when people come to see you now, are they going to see any of the stuff they might have seen in the Red Rocks show?
No, none of it. You can't. That's what stand-up is. It's not like you can't go out there and play Freebird every time you come through. Nobody wants to see you again.
Yeah,
Joke has to be a surprise,
Do people shout out stuff, though, in the audience going, hey, do that one again?
No, they usually, if I say something dumb enough, they take the bait. I have been teasing, you just set them up. Talking about how you really want to see a woman president, and then women would be like, yeah, all right. And they'd be like, so you can debunk the myth that a woman president would actually make a difference. You just do stuff like
Right. You had them cheering for.
yeah, like she wouldn't be bought and paid for and part of the war machine, too. No, not her. Just stuff like that.
I know. Are you still a pilot? Are you still flying the helicopter?
Yes, I am. I'm having a great time. There was a helicopter expo out here in L.A., and I got to go down. I flew an A-Star and an EC-130, which were just incredible. I fly like a little two-seater egg beater, so kind of stinks to have to go back to that today.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever? You're probably not old enough to remember the TV show Whirlybirds.
No,
Actually, it was directed by Robert Altman, is its claim to fame.
Yeah, not really.
It wasn't bad.
It was what, like mid-60s.
I don't remember that.
What other TV shows prominently feature copters?
What do you mean,
these days?
Airwolf?
These days, yeah.
Yeah. Would that be a possible?
Which, by the way, all these years, people claiming that Hitler went to Brazil and hid. He didn't. He went to Hawaii And when the heat blew over, he went and he played Higgins on Magnum PI. That's not the same guy.
Well, that's certainly good to know.
Yeah, he just changed his mustache, but it's the exact same haircut.
Now, Bill Burr is our guest, and Bill is a number of amazing things on Netflix right now, including the movie Old Dads. We were talking about a news story today, Bill, in which the guy from Kellogg's was urging poor people to eat cereal for dinner, and it was a little bit tone deaf. But when I was a kid, if I didn't want what my mom had, I would have either cornflakes or Rice Krispies. As a parent, what are your thoughts on that? If the kids don't eat what you got for dinner, do they starve? What do you do?
Yeah, I work around it. I'm overcompensating for my childhood. How mine worked is if you didn't eat it for dinner, my mother just wrapped it in that clear cellophane, stuck it in the fridge, and you just picked up where you left off in the morning. Yeah, I had pork chops, cube steaks for breakfast, green bean casserole, and you'd just be sitting there, and everybody else would, either be having cereal or Sunday morning, if there was Sunday breakfast, they'd have pancakes or waffles, and you would just sit the half-eaten chicken cutlet. It was the worst. Spaghetti was awful too. The pasta was fine. It was the sauce. It was just so acidic on your little stomach in the morning.
Now, were you a cereal guy when possible? What was your go-to breakfast cereal?
Oh, that was the weird thing, because my parents wouldn't let us have soda, or you guys call it pop out there. They wouldn't let us have any of that or candy. But they cereal, you could have whatever you want. So we had all those little monster cereals, Count Chocula,
Sure.
Boo Berry, Frankenberry, Cocoa Crisp.
Uh-huh.
We ate really bad ones. Now,
as an adult,
Jacks, it was just all color and cereal. We went out the door like Tony Montana.
as an adult, Bill Burr, do you are you doing grape nuts and shredded wheat, or are you still doing the Count Chocula, or are you strictly a non-cereal
I
guy?
love grape nuts. Eat them on your back porch in your robe, like the guy in the commercial. I haven't had those in forever.
Yeah, I had grape nuts this morning. I love them.
They're fantastic. I like soft cooked egg.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, are you a good cook?
A little soft cooked egg machine. You make 2 of them, and then you put one piece of toast. Now, I'm definitely at that age. If I can destroy a week at the gym with one bad meal. It's the worst.
Wow. Now, you've been in a commercial or two. Have you been approached for any particular products where you just said, I can't do this?
I've actually never done a commercial.
What was the
early on in my career, I did a commercial for a ski resort. But after that, yeah, I come from that old school generation where it's if you do a commercial, you're selling out, man. It's stupid because everybody's doing it.
Oh, I thought you had a cameo in one recently. What am I thinking of that you showed up in? Maybe it was some TV
Probably
show.
Ron Howard. Gingers all look alike.
Now, when you're playing the big rooms, I know that you're playing a bunch of big rooms. Is it any different? Do you prowl the stage more? Do you have to do anything different, or is it just good old stand up like you did it back in the small clubs?
It used to be different, but somewhere along the line, 20 years ago, I did some opening for somebody, and it was really weird as far as the sound going out and then a delay coming back, almost like an old long distance call. But now they have this sound down so well with the big screens and all that. It's just like doing a comedy club. It's just like a giant comedy club is the only way to describe it. When I did Fenway Park, it was like that. It was incredible.
Man.
That had to be great. It had to be just amazing to go back to a place where you'd grown up.
Yeah, no, that was, I felt like I was in a Led Zeppelin movie or something like that. And, it was funny. A lot of people the advice I kept getting from people was just make sure you take it in. When you go up there, just make sure you take, and I would be like, I can't do that. I'm doing stand-up comedy. I can't sit there and look around. I'm immediately bombing. So you got to more reflect on it afterward. You know, what was funny was my agent booked me in Toronto like the next day. So I didn't even get a chance to do a victory lap. I didn't get like one high five and a Dunkin' Donuts. It was just, I did it. I smoked a cigar in right field. And then the next morning I was at the airport, you know, no liquids, please remove your laptop. Did that even happen?
Have you ever helicoptered into a gig on your own copter?
Yeah, but I always do that with an instructor. I don't like flying at night. It's just, you know, too many. And then also, like, the places that I've done it, I was down near San Diego, and it was just one of those things that when the sun was out, it was easy to get into. But on the way out, there was just too many, like, mountains and wires and stuff. So we ended up landing at a nearby airport and still had, like, a 40-minute Uber ride. So that kind of took away some of the coolness of flying there. But I've done it. I've flown to like Vegas and stuff like that. But I rent other people's helicopters when I do it because, the one that I fly, if I have a headwind, it's going to take me 3 days to get there.
So what other comics? I know that I think John Travolta, the great actor, is a very fine pilot. Any other comedians, pilots that you know of?
Oh, yeah. Jeff Dunham builds and flies his own helicopters. I mean, that guy is
wow.
Whoa.
Oh no, that guy is next. I saw this thing on him like 4 or 5 years ago, and it was like he's like a scientist, a mechanic, and a comedian. Like he's an unbelievably intelligent human being. Like they had this whole thing where I never thought about this, that if you were a ventriloquist, if you went to a store and you bought the puppet and then got famous using the puppet that you bought at the store, the corporation that built the puppet can sue you and take a percentage of your gig money. So this is like 10 years ago. I watched this. He had like a 3D printer.
Yeah.
And this oven that looked like a wall safe. And he would, by hand, he would draw these amazing, he could just draw the puppets himself, put it into a computer, have the printout, and then they would like make it. He would bake it in this oven. It was unreal. I was just going like, this guy is like
Like
is he in the
Geppetto.
CIA too? It was really impressive.
Yeah, we just talked to him a couple of weeks ago. I didn't know he was a pilot, though.
I didn't either.
That's so great, though. I think a lot of people assume that comedians, in general, don't have the smarts or the focus to be something as serious as a pilot. I mean, piloting a helicopter is serious business. Let me ask you this.
No, there's a lot of Kenny G's a pilot. Kenny G's an amazing pilot.
Wow.
I'm going blank right now. I know there's a bunch of people fly.
Yeah,
a lot of actors fly and stuff like that. Looking back, I wish I got a license to fly an airplane because helicopters fly so slow, and it really changes your world. When you can just, have a license, rent a plane, and just fly yourself to a gig is
Would it be
unless you do it, it's indescribable. Like when we went to that expo thing I was talking about down in Orange County. I mean, we would have been there in like an hour and a half of traffic. We just went, took off. We were there in 10 minutes.
Yikes.
Yeah, I know. The guy from Iron Maiden is a certified
Dickinson, there you go. There's a good one.
jet
And the whole band is in the back.
Yeah.
I can tell you they're not listening to Skinner. I guarantee you that.
Hey, you're not going to argue with him, too. Hey, you sucked last night. Really? Okay. Bill Burr is our guest. Bill is on tour, and you can check him out in many, many places all across the U.S. Indy, Detroit, Phoenix, a whole bunch of shows in Phoenix, Hollywood, California, Columbus, Ohio, Nashville, Tennessee, and, of course, all over Netflix, the movie Old Dads, and, of course, live at Red Rocks. Bill, thank you so much for taking the time to say hi again. We certainly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Oh, Les Claypool. There's another guy. There's another pilot. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Thank you.